Hello all, welcome to a new episode of the Crypto Bull. Today's episode, we will be doing a technical analysis of the coin called Internet Computer. So how are we going to do this? Well, I am going to implement the rules I set out in my course titled also the Crypto Bull. Link is down below if you're interested in it. So what are we going to do? We're going to look up its historical value. We are going to take a look at its dedicated websites. We are going to take a look at its white paper if available, trying to look up a little bit about the team members, going to look at consensus protocols, etc., etc. So yeah, let us start. I'm going to start sharing my screen here. There we go. So I'm going to the website CoinGecko. Up here it gives a listing of a variety of cryptocurrencies. The Internet Computer here is just at the edge of the top 10. Click on it. Very happy to see everything's turning green here. So what do we see here? General overview. Currently estimated at a price of 141.99 cents, so $142. There's been an uptick of 7.6%. What else do we see here? Market cap ranked number 10. Website, I see here definity.org, Medium, Terboot. We're going to click on these three later on. First, I want to explore a little bit all of the concise and summarized information here on CoinGecko. Explores Definity Explorer. To me, that's already a decent sign. It implies they have their own native blockchain. So it implies they have their own strong development team and doesn't rely on an external blockchain like Ethereum, Tron, etc. See communities here, Reddit, Twitter, Telegram, and they have a dedicated forum. Source code available on GitHub. Tags smart contract platform. Generally, the tags give me an indication what it will be about. From what I can tell, smart contract platform probably going to impose itself as an alternative to Ethereum, Polkadot, Tron, etc. But that's just guessing here. We'll look into it later on. First, historical value. Last 24 hours, you can tell here, regarding the entire crypto market is in an uptick. This one is going up as well. Naturally, like I said, I'm more interested in its entire run. From what I can tell, it has been listed here on May 10th, 2021. Listed at a price indication of about $500. Dipped tremendously towards 272, my apologies. Veered back up and is in a steep decline here. So that's a little bit odd. But yeah, this gives me the impression it is a little bit like many projects which have been started early on. During a bull run, tried to hitch a hike on the hype and suddenly crashed down when true value and price exploration occurred. Take a better look. So yeah, same here. Same here. So its value went down tremendously. However, I am a bit surprised here by reason. Well, as you can see by Max, listed May 10th, 2021. Normally, I delve into such projects. Well, for any other episode of Crypto Bull, I try to have not as much background knowledge on the cryptocurrency projects. However, this one came on my radar and wasn't really randomly chosen. I did some pre-research in advance. I'm going to keep this as unbiased as possible, actually for all future investors, and perhaps I made wrong conclusions the first time, but anyway. But I discovered that the project itself is much older than the listing here on CoinGecko. To show you guys, I'm going to try. No, you know what? I'm not going to show it here. I'm going to base myself on CoinGecko. Just going to look up CoinMarketCap. just to see if perhaps they have another date of listing. Never know. By reason why I'm telling this, I also have an account on Coinbase, and there it indicates me, well, its entire historical value starting from somewhere 2016, if I'm not mistaken, and its price evaluation starting from somewhere $6 up until its Coinbase listing. So I found that a little bit odd, but more on that later on. But as you can see here, CoinMarketCap, same story, somewhere beginning of May already, slightly longer even. May 11, 12, if I'm not mistaken. CoinGecko listed it here or here somewhere. But as you can see, it was later on, so a bit odd. We'll get into it later on. Anyway, so that's the historical value. So it's in a downtrend. To me, this downtrend isn't really a good sign. It implies it has been overvalued by launch, and generally such a downtrend indicates people are taking money. So they actually invested in the project in hopes to rile up the price upwards and simply take up all the profits to be made. So it's not a very good sign. Anyway, exchanges here, mostly handled on Binance, on the Coinbase exchange. I don't see this one very often popping up, but yeah, Binance, Coinbase seem to be the biggest ones. Trading volumes, about internet, computer. There was something else which I wanted to point out, which is also quite odd, and I want you guys to notice it here with me. So you've got market cap and 24-hour trading volume. You can see Bitcoin here, 754 billion approximately, market cap, etc., etc. Internet computer is at 17 billion also. However, the 24-hour trading volume, their Tether is quite enormous, but yeah, it's natural. All are in the multi-billion range, and internet computer, weirdly enough, only 571 million. Now that's a bit odd, because the next one we encounter, those are all in the billions, is a Theta network, and we're just below the top 20 here, and has sizable, smaller market cap than internet computer. So that's odd. To me, this is some kind of sign of distrust that something has been overinflated. Now, like I said, I want to be as unbiased as possible, but this is a subtle value, subtle trading given, which sets off a few red alarms with me, which points at a few red flags. So it's something odd. Perhaps I'm looking too deep into it, but you never know. Anyway, about internet computer, price is at there's a volume, circulating supply of 120 million ICP coins. That's great, and a max supply of 469 million. Love seeing a reasonable market cap. The last couple of projects I've done always had a max supply of a few billion. So I'm very happy to see they have a reasonable max supply of a few hundred million. Why is that a very good sign? Well, limited max supply of a few million up to a few billion is actually great. All depends naturally on the rewards begotten from mining. Future-wise, to have a decent price increase. So yeah, 469 million. It's a good cap, and it provides the information, especially considering how much has been mined, so about 1/4-ish, that there's still room for growth and that it might take off later on. Anyway, let's do about the internet computer, last original layer 1 blockchain project launching a revolutionary public smart contract that run at web speed. That's a bit weird given. Web speed all depends on your connections and, well, transfer of data, so the kind of network, so it's a bit odd. Yeah, I'm going to get into it later on. Serve web, scale and reduce compute costs by 1,000,000 times or more. Okay, with everything from DeFi to mass market tokenized social media services that run on-chain or extend Ethereum dApps. Chase the blockchain singularity. Sounds impressive, but some of these things raise a few question marks. I'll explain later on. Let's read. It's a blockchain project by the Definity Foundation, which plans to extend functionality of public internet from a network that connects billions of people via TCP IP protocols to a public compute platform that empowers millions of developers and entrepreneurs. So this basically says they want to improve the internet in rough terms by wiring it all through, I'm not going to say centralized platform, but through a platform, a public platform, which enables people to develop and will use the platform for a variety of internet-based functions. Okay, so we're description. Way to build mass market open internet services, pan-industry platforms, secure enterprise websites, and DeFi, all without the need for legacy IT, so it's centralized, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, basically Ethereum and Polkadot alternative. Dare even say mostly trying to set itself up as a Polkadot alternative. By reason, Ethereum is more about the creation of decentralized applications, whereas Polkadot has really the Web 3.0 in mind, so a decentralized internet. And from what I can tell from this quite lengthy description, that's about the same aim these guys are having. Furthermore, it's a huge protocol decentralized apps and smart contracts, as seen with Ethereum. It's true. Projects aims to address this problem by solving the scalability trilemma, which is to maintain decentralization with solving the scalability issues for decentralized apps. Okay, with the ICP token, computation burn cycle. So here they explain how it works. So public cyberspace, protocol, internet, data centers. So that's centralized setup, it seems. Protocol pays IP to data centers. Data center sells ICP. What? Operator buys ICP, operator converts ICP. That's okay. I dare not really mention here what to make of it, but this seems like more of a money laundering scheme than real practical use, usability. Because yeah, the protocol pays ICP to data centers. So if you set up a data center and then it sells it, it's odd. Especially here, financial exchange operator buys ICP, so it's cycling money. Anyway, who is the founder of? Skip this one. That's part of the Definity Internet Computer Network. Can use to pay for computation units in the protocol by converting ICP tokens to cycles and canisters. So yeah, basically, you're using your internet computer coins, they say, that are begotten through the data centers, and you exchange them, and then you add data or something. So it's really a governance token of the network. Let's keep it at that, because the rest of the information given here is, well, it's a brain fart, well-worded brain fart, but a brain fart nonetheless. Dominic Williams is the founder and chief scientist of Definity, scripted your petition. Responsible for inventing threshold relay, probabilistic slot content, and other novel crypto techniques, serial entrepreneur, and early member of the. That's a little bit of trumping your own horn. I'm not interested in that. And well, this is actually telling enough. What does the ICP token do? Facilitating network governance. ICP can look to create neurons that participate in network governance by voting, through which they can earn economic rewards. So yeah, governance seems it's governance, but boiled down into more details. Cycle power computation will fuel. They also have a constant value over the long term, which contrasts with ICP, whose value will naturally vary over time. Okay. Moreover, cycles will be back to the SDR, which is. So yeah, they are introducing a variety of terms here without giving any real explanation. perhaps the website will make things more clear. Like I said, I have 3 websites: definity.org, Medium, and the reboot of their boot. I don't know how to pronounce it yet. So yeah, that's the images that they perhaps lazily copy-pasted. Power, speed, and scale of the internet, builds tokenized mass market social media services exclusively from smart contracts. Okay. Team 188 plus. Okay. I do hope these are not all developers, but merely people who show their support. It ticks me off a little bit. Generally, for blockchain projects, if you have a small team of about max 30-ish persons doing a variety of functions, you have a decent working blockchain cryptocurrency project. When I see team here of more than 188 members, this ticks me off. By reason, what is the value it brings? What do all these people do to support the network? Are they developers, etc.? So they say, yeah, most distinguished team of distributed computing engineers, cryptographers, and operational experts. That's marketing talk. It doesn't say anything about the team itself. So later on, I'm going to get deeper into that if I find the hardcore developers of it, because those guys are the ones who interested me. Their credentials, I don't care if there's a Maria from HR which enabled to have gluten-free coffee, for example, in the waiting room. That's not really helping the development of the project and doesn't need any mention here. So we'll look into that further on. Okay, they have a variety of research centers, remote teams, okay. Beacon funds, series of people who are racing to save us. Okay, that's press. Looking into that later on. Okay, and there's more. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Like I said, we are going to explore the websites a little bit more in detail, and I'm very eager. I didn't see it here. Nope, as I mentioned, I'm a fan of seeing white papers to implement a technical analysis, really, but doesn't seem to be really up here. And Definity is the organization behind it. So yeah, okay, that's Switzerland. As a computer that hosts secure software with superpowers, the Internet Computer is a new technology stack that is stop-proof, fast scalability. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, I saw Coinbase when I logged in. Not going to do it now because you will be seeing slightly too much private information from my part and my portfolio on there. As I mentioned, Coinbase gives the entire historic run of Definity and the Internet Computer. So yeah, our team founded 3 research journalists, 188 team members. Can I click on all of them? Okay, first one here, founder and chief scientist. Okay. So that's the one talked about. And has published the one knows privacy and cryptography. It's very nice. Aha, that's what I like to see. LinkedIn profiles. Okay, he's a team member. Really? Technical staff. It's as I suspected. They want to include everyone, it seems. So all their supporters worldwide are being mentioned as team members. Yeah, it might be good if you've got a little liberal mindset, but really, I don't really see the added value of, well, putting in over 100 technical staff members. But yeah, it's nice to include them. However, what I immediately realized here, the only ones with a LinkedIn or even their credentials being mentioned on social media, the CEO, that one's probably also a co-CEO. And even here, Vice President of Engineering, where are his credentials? It can be a picture taken from LinkedIn, but I don't see anything. The same applies to all the variety of technical staff members. I'm really clicking here at random and I don't see any credentials popping up. So this worries me. It's adding, well, something ticks me off here, simply because I cannot research the people here, and it tends to give the impression we are a very serious business, but there is nothing to... Oh, this guy. Let's quickly look it up, but it doesn't really add anything to the project itself, and it's only by chance that I now see the principal engineer at Definity, which is a bit odd of a title considering, as mentioned earlier, what was it? He's a vice president, but no credentials, and somewhere later on he's principal engineer, so what does this guy do? No idea. So yeah, it's a bit odd. Just mention your core team members. So yeah, these are leadership, research and development, operations. So way too many people involved here. And really, like I said, the pictures can be taken from any LinkedIn platform or social media. Simply a name pulled, little description given due to, little description given and simply put on the website. So not trying to bash on here, but if you're sharing much information, well, you're opening yourself up to much more critique, and it tends to raise more questions than it should have. So not bashing on the team at all, but yeah, this is too big and, well, confusing, I dare say, for prospective investors. It doesn't really raise trust with me, and also not with others. It might be of the idea of, well, we are giving a face towards to our project, but no, you're only making things confusing. And for someone as critical as me, raising questions like, why so many people? Why are you pushing so hard to try to put in a familiar face? If you've got a core development team, core leadership, that should be sufficient. You know, to learn help. So yeah, it's a community, past events. So as you can see, they've been ongoing for quite some time. They started in 2016, so it's a bit odd. I only see here starting from 2018. But perhaps 2016 to 2018 was the period where they were in full development, and that only the event started being organized in 2018. Entirely possible. Well, I can tell quite a lot of events. Yeah, okay, 2020. I expect it to be quite short. 2021, same here, beginning of the year. So yeah, ecosystem. Funders building depth and internet services, computer fellowship, enterprise, okay, careers, media, Fortune brainstorm tech building internet computer. So they've got a lot of videos, not going to watch them. We're racing to save us. So once again, media, press, worth 10 billion. Isn't it better than Bitcoin? No. The internet computer from nowhere to the top. That indeed is one of the things which put it on my radar. By reason, before it reached the top 10 and before it was listed on Coinbase, Definity and internet computer were quite unknown to me, and I'm not the only one. So it's quite odd to have seen it popping up overnight during the month of May, so it implies something is ongoing. So yeah, 35 billion money stuff. So Even here, they mention a variety of articles where people. I'm going to click on it. I'm just too curious. The coin market capitalization. Assets have reached and surpassed the previous all-time high. So yeah, it came up during the bull market, not all too surprising. Among the top 10 value of the use functionality that make it relevant and useful in today's digital decentralized world. Yeah, okay. Seeks to reinvent the internet as we know it. That's quite. I'm not going to say purpose to it. Can't say it in English anymore. Sorry, guys. Ambitious. That's another alternative word. It has some inherent deficiencies. That's true. Use of proprietary legacy stacks. If processes there. Complexity of the process. Not all that confusing anyway. The team had some highly impressive resume. Threshold related to some prominent person built around protocols such as Answer Finance. Never heard of it. Sailfish. Never heard of it. It's around DeFi. Okay, I know quite a lot about DeFi, but these things. Interesting Horowitz. So, yeah, it might be because I'm a small fish here, but I tend to be spot on, so still think it is quite hard. Anyway, let's continue. I want to see a white paper, but it doesn't seem to be involved. What is this? Smart contracts at internet scale. Okay. Oh. Download the canister. Okay, able to tokenize everything. So these are the developers' tools. Where the hell is the white paper? Nothing to see here, it seems. Which is a bit sad, really. I want to do a technical analysis. I want to have, well, something written down, decent schematic, decent programming code. Really a turning book which describes how everything works plainly, clearly, might be a white paper, or as some other projects did, a light paper, so that it explains in a narrowed down version what the technical aspects from the white paper are. Doesn't seem to be present here, so there's one negative point because you are being, quite frankly, left in the dark here. So yeah, that's the media. I'm not going to continue. Let us continue towards the other website, Medium, the article. So, May 13, 6-minute read. Decentralized TikTok is now open. Okay, that's CanCan. Right. The network nervous system governing the internet computer. I'm forming quite a little idea what it is about. I'm going to talk about it later on. So, Medium article is mostly media being pushed here. So it seems a good marketing trick. Well, marketing push. That's further red flag to me. Reboot. Oh yeah, that's the other article. Widget stories. Do they even belong there? Because it's a bit weird. Perhaps it's there we go. It makes part of the internet computer or Definity ecosystem, but it's only a website being powered by it. Okay. Consolidation, power, and dependency. So yeah, it's not really an official website. Going to close it. So those were the websites. Okay. Perhaps the social media communities can lighten up things a little bit. Definity. I always tend to look at the social media activity. The reason thereof has to do with, well, how active, how is the community interaction here. From what I can tell, okay, quite recently, 8 hours ago. From the team, please read the tweet and answer. Where is the information about the vesting and locking of tokens for the team and everyone else? Won't definitely answer this. That's not a very good sign. Yeah, that's promotion. These was all the whale addresses. They do not really have to, but this once again underlines something that, how to say, yeah, a problem, I dare say. Developed 200 million to build on the internet computer, so, well, they're throwing around with money. Okay, now this project is a golden shift closing. Maybe then you should also see that battle testing this over. Well, it seems to be about some sort of ship. Aha. Internet computer development system. Why am I getting the impression there's a lot of money involved, but not so much for development, but more on, well, that their focus isn't really on establishing and creating everything. Shown as a node, what happens to maturity you unlock? Comment. I'm going to open up this one. It's been 10 hours now. Okay, so they get an answer. Staking average per year, creating a neural fertility question. Taking each question, Internet Computer Education Project. The obstacles come. So this guy has read the white paper, which I haven't seen yet. Okay. Might have missed it somewhere, but it will own a very unique sector of the internet. It will come out to governance though, the more. Yeah, like I said, it attempts to be a Polkadot clone, so what you say, to implement a Web 3.0, a decentralized internet, but it seems they want to draw everything towards them with the use of the Internet Computer tokens with their own platform and governance, making it still centralized. So they're actually shooting in their own feet, it seems. But yeah, there's some activity on Reddit. Most interaction isn't really up to par. I've seen smaller projects with a lot more commentaries and more varied questions and memes and posts. So I'm not there. Well, I'm not going to say it raises a red flag, but it ticks a few boxes that I'm getting suspicious here, and that I'm probably going to stay away from it. Definitely Foundation. It prevents the public internet, runs at web speed with unbounded capacity. Once again, 176,000, followed by John McAfee. Not immediately the most renowned name there in blockchain cryptosphere history, they say. We'll just look at their interaction. CoinDesk. So there's a tweet from latest news. Hopping on a 200 million. 25th. Yeah. On the internet computer, so they probably created this one, their own social media. Can once again. That's watching end to end. But what I'm seeing here, and I'm going to point it out to you, all of you viewers. Okay, there isn't much development, but they tend to share. Look, we have a completely decentralized social platform running on the internet computer. Seeing the logo, verifying it here, that's built by Dfinity itself by making use of the internet computer blockchain. So it isn't really a third-party developer or external people like you have with Ethereum making use of the blockchain. It's themselves creating the applications on their own blockchain, which ticks me off. Can exactly the same thing. Previously in this video, you could see Yeah, we developed it, but I clearly saw the Divinity Foundation logo being mentioned. So it's not external developers who are doing this, it's the developers and team members of the Divinity Foundation building the own applications on their own blockchain. Is it good or is it bad? If you're striving for a decentralized internet, I dare say having your own developers develop the own applications and variety of functions on it when compared to it, etc. Well, no, it doesn't really raise trust. It implies, look, well, it shows a certain part of trust in the sense of, look what you can do on our blockchain. That's true, but the highest amount of trust can only be gained if other people adapt your blockchain and start, well, developing on it. Up here, it's really tooting your own horn and say, oh, look what we have developed as something of our own. Yeah, sure, very nice of you, but is there any real application? Are people really using the applications? Or is it really you trying to show off what is possible and what is actually also possible on a variety of other alternative projects like Ethereum, Tron, blockchain, Tron, Polkadot, Ethereum, etc. It's, yeah, it sits wrong. That's what I'm pointing at here. Leak, same thing. Even here, they forgot to erase their own logo. So, yeah, it doesn't raise really any trust. Now, what I dare say, there is more or less some healthy interaction with the tweets. So, that part I dare say, it's good. There aren't really any bot followers, etc. So, it implies there's some genuinity to the project. I'm going to open up Telegram just to see 1231 chain adoption. Well, okay, yeah, he's spewing it through here. For ICP, there's another. That's harping. But okay, Telegram channel is quite alive and well. That one. Goes with this, and that's the forum. Wasn't this the development thing for developers that I clicked on? I'm going to check it out. Yeah, okay, it's something else. Oh yeah, it's the forum here. Okay, that's for developers. You need to be of Divinity and log in there in order to access their developer things. Right. Can I say I'm not all too trustful here? Smart token platform. Well, that about covers it. I'm going to read up on all you guys' questions. I tried to answer them with the things we've seen here and learned. And hopefully I can draw a positive conclusion, but I'm afraid not really. So, supplies overinflated, check out more book sizes. Yeah, sorry. Might be not going to check up on it. So I want to start drawing conclusions here about Internet Computer. At the surface, it looks like a quite solid project. From what I can tell, due to the lack of white paper and real plain technical explanation here, it seems to be the alternative to when compared to Polkadot. So a Polkadot alternative, I dare say. Internet Computer is about, well, Web 3.0, but they tend to paraphrase it in something entirely else. They want to, how can I put it best here? Well, to develop a new kind of internet without taking the words Web 3.0 or decentralized internet into their mouth, which is something quite odd. Perhaps there's a reason to it. Perhaps I'm wrong with the technical analysis I've done and the well, goals that I've seen thus far, perhaps with my conclusions, who knows. If there's someone from Dfinity watching, someone watching from the internet computer, leave your comments down below and perhaps I might do a retake. But from what I can tell, it strives to be an alternative to Polkadot. However, the red flags I encountered here were, well, its historical run, which was quite odd. It has been listed only recently on Coinbase, and only Coinbase, as far as I can tell, gave away their entire run. So since its inception from 2016 up until this date. Anything else where it's listed, like CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, starts from day of listing, and it was somewhere May 2021. So if you have a longer run than that, I'd make sure that the entire graph is being included. By reason, people, investors like me, crypthusiasts like myself, we like to know how old a project is. Myself, I adhere to the general rule. I only invest in projects which have a run longer than 2 to 3 years. I've noticed on the Dfinity or the Internet Computer website, they exist since 2016, but their entire historical run, well, promoted everywhere else, starts from May 2021. That's confusing and raises many questions. It's even a red flag for many to say, I don't trust this. By reason, a lot of scam projects try that strategy in order to get some credibility and say, yeah, but we exist since years, this is our website. You can see all with false articles, false events, etc. being copy-pasted, put on the website, whereas the actual listing says, yeah, but you only got listed by then, and before that we never heard of you guys. So it's a bit odd. Furthermore, which ticked me off was its value, its market cap, and this compared towards its 24 daily trading volume. They had a market cap. I'm going to quickly peek back here. CoinGecko. Yeah, so as of this date, so we're 26th of May, they had a total market cap of 17 billion, but the 24-hour trading volume is only at 546 million, whereas anything else literally has a trading volume in the billions, and the only first one which goes as low as Internet Computer is beneath the top 20, and that's the Data Network with 496 million, with only a market cap of 7 billion. So there's a huge difference, and I don't know, with the trading volume, there's some overinflation happening there, and no, it doesn't really raise any trust for investors. By reason, this tends to be, this actually shows to me or points to me in a direction of leveraging of a sophisticated, I dare not say rug pull, but an over sophisticated pyramid scheme where the coins themselves are being overvalued, which gives rise to a high market cap with low trading volume. So money is moving, but in the wrong way. And that makes me distrustful of the project itself to start off with. Secondly, like I said, there's a lack of white paper, of any technical documents. When browsing through the social media, through Reddit, through Twitter, and even on the Telegram channels, I saw a variety of comments, a variety of posts of users saying, yeah, how do I set up that very basic question of how do I set up a node? Why is this question unanswered? And I'm fairly certain a variety of posts are being pulled either by administration or moderators. By reason, I saw a few times, yeah, I asked this question, why didn't I receive an answer? Without really seeing in its history the question being asked the first time. So that's kind of odd to me. It definitely raises a red flag. So what should I say about Internet Computer? Well, I had a little discussion with someone first time that I encountered Internet Computer, where I said I'm distrustful of the project and that it gives off bad vibes. I was hoping today, when viewing closer and doing this technical analysis, those doubts were erased. Now I'm fairly certain, and I dare say became even more distrustful of it, especially after watching the historical value and its, well, entire run up to date. It has a variety of aspects which I tend to associate with scam projects. Like I said, the entire market cap compared to what is 24-hour trading volume is something which ticks me off and actually implies money is moving, but in the wrong direction, and it isn't going to be trust based. So to conclude, am I going to invest in the project? Oh, hell no. To me, it looks a little bit too scammy. And I know, well, getting back towards the discussion I had in one of the Telegram channels concerning Internet Computer, where I, well, actually voiced my very first distrust of the project. Well, the guy answered to me, yeah, but it's in the top 10 by market capitalization of cryptocurrencies. It's a weak excuse. Do not pin yourself on it. Do not forget, Dogecoin is a meme coin without a solid use case. It is a joke of a coin, but it's also in the top 10. And if I'm not mistaken, at this moment, it ranks at number 7. So it's about 3 positions higher than Internet Computer. So when it concerns credibility of the project, I dare say, So yeah, with this I want to conclude it. So perhaps other guys who are, how to say, more convinced of the project after the thing, go ahead and invest. But my advice, I'm going to stay clear of it. There are too many red flags and too big of red flags. Like I mentioned, historical value, its market cap related to what is 24-hour trading volume. It's a very sensationalist way of explaining things, of, well, bring forth the project, ticks off a variety of boxes with me where I say I'm not going to get into it because I'm fairly certain this project isn't really reliant on trust. It's, well, really reliant on money that stands behind it and the community which keeps on pumping money and trying to hype the project. So yeah, I'd stay clear of it. So with this, I'm going to conclude the 17th episode of the Crypto Bull. Thank you guys for watching, and see you until next time.